Mr. Chris,
What's up, Mike? How you doing,
you
brother?
hear me good? Do I look all right?
You look good, brother.
All right.
Can you hear me good as well?
Yeah. Do I want to turn on this auto framing thing? It says stay centered with auto framing.
Um, Maybe, yeah.
Let's see here.
Oh, yeah. It'll like if you move around, it'll like have you. I'm trying to upload right now, dude. The uh the marketing pieces that we were talking about yesterday.
Okay. If you can't
Uh,
get them, I have them here, so
can you
I'll hold them
send
up if I have to.
can you send it on an email? Oh, this is the auto framing. That's what it's doing. It's following you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it weird or what?
It's all right. It just like turns the camera. But do you have those on an email, bro?
Uh,
Because as a matter of fact, hold on. Let me see.
I don't. I'd have to like send them to myself and then send them.
No, no, no. I got it, brother. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. I'm gonna just email it and put it in here. Hold on for a second, brother. Chris Pacheco Flyers. Uh, okay, here we go. How you doing today, brother?
Good. Running crazy. I mean, dude, this year
Yeah,
is shaping up to be probably bigger than last year, man. I hope the same for you. So
hey man, I'm really
I murdered it last year.
I think we're both, coming off good things. I was gonna tell you too, like we're having VA rep. I don't know if you're
Uh-huh.
familiar with that. Can you hear me good on this mic? Like, does it sound good?
I mean, I hear you perfect just in general. So,
Okay, okay. Well, for VA rep, we're gonna be like this is I think a class that you could teach on there too.
uh-huh.
That'll be a little bit more, maybe a little bit more hyper local, but
In person or online?
in person, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we can
I'm
like
down.
set that up. Okay, and I got these farming. Let me upload the files, and then I'm gonna start letting people in. I'm
Yeah.
gonna show you where would you, okay, so I see the marketing strategies. Let me share my screen here. Oh, okay. I have my screen shared now. Where do you want these like pieces?
You could just put honestly, if you
You
want to
want
put
me
them
to
at the
like fill
end,
this in right here?
you could do that. Yeah. I would do the map side probably. There's one that has the map on it or
Yeah, I can do
yeah,
that
that's
one for,
cool.
I
Yeah.
can do this one for this one, brother.
That's perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Look
I'm
at you,
gonna
man.
I'm gonna put a little musica on really quick just to let
Yeah.
some people in. Um, let me just say here. And tell me if you could hear the music, because I'm gonna start at like 11:05 just to let people
Yeah.
in, trickle in. Let me see. Check that. Uh,
There you go. Speaking my language right there.
Can you hear good right there?
Perfect.
Let's start letting people in.
And please, like, while we're doing it, just stop me, ask as many questions as you want, like
Okay.
we did last time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna also set up my camera. I'm gonna set up Instagram live as well.
So my goal for this year, aside from breaking my numbers from last year, is I did 64 days in Arizona last year.
Oh,
I want to do 90 this year. That's my
we did
goal.
talk about that though.
Yeah.
We definitely talked about that.
And if I don't bring it up, remind me.
Okay. I'm gonna start with that.
It's funny. I was looking in the mirror and I'm wearing almost exactly what I was wearing
What
last
you were
time.
wearing last time?
Not exactly, but very close is the last time.
I think this might be good here or here. Let me see here. All right, I'm gonna start letting everybody in.
Yeah.
Last mic. Uh, People trickling in. So minute. Minute. Welcome everybody. We're gonna start in about 5 minutes.
You better
Please,
start, or I'm going to start dancing.
please, no hackers today. No trolls. That was bad last time. Trying to like disable.
What's up with the salsa music? I love it.
Just trying to be vibey.
I love it.
Give me 1 second, team. Hold on.
Hey, Chris, you might want to. It said it didn't like ask me to enter the passcode. So
Yeah. I'm gonna disable some stuff here. Hold on. Two. All right, just be patient with me, team. I'm gonna do five. Gonna start in like 5 minutes here. Just gonna let some people in.
Silvana, good to see you, by the way.
what's up, Mr. Meter?
Working, workouts, all that stuff.
What else do hustlers do? Work, work, work.
And work out.
There's a good set of people on this call.
Yes, ma'am.
This does a good job getting all the good people together. Thank you, Chris.
So Martin, Josh, Rude, David.
How are you?
What up? What up? Morning, Nicholas. Miss Pam, Diana, Samantha, Charlie. What up, what up, what up? All right, let me share my screen here again. I'll give it a couple more minutes.
What's up, Chris?
What up, what up? Who was that? Oh, Charlito.
Carlito.
2 days in a row, man. You, Samantha.
Oh, Samantha's here too?
Yeah, Samantha's in here.
So I made it.
What up, what up? Mylin.
What's up, Silvana?
Oh, sorry, wrong meeting. Just kidding.
Hi, Chris.
Moeen. What up, what up? Miss
Wrong link.
Blair, man.
Hey, sorry, I was sending a text to my client. What's up? Who was that? Said Savannah.
Charlie.
Charlito, that's Charlito.
Charlito. Why do you call him
Charlito.
Charlito? Why do you gotta make everybody Alito?
I know, does he call you-
That's a
does he call you,
military
Silvanita?
habit.
He calls me
Military
Habibi.
Silvanita, Habibi. Habibti.
Habib too.
Yeah, I have a very foreign ethnic business environment. We got
I was
white
feeling all-
dudes.
I was feeling all
we
good
got
that Chris calls me
Habibi.
Josh Lito.
Josh,
Joshito.
me adore, me adore.
Joshito? Joshito is his name. Joshito.
They used to call me Silvanita.
Diana's coming on board here. How's everybody feeling today?
I don't know. This music makes me want to go salsa dancing. I'm about to do the moves.
I'm gonna have an announcement after this too. Some of you guys already know, so we're an event coming up.
Also dancing event?
Yeah, I feel like I need
Alright,
to go on vacation again, Chris, with music. Because, you know, there's only one place I vacation, so that's Latin America.
Mike gave me the lowdown on traveling to Cabo through Tijuana apparently. So
That's the ticket, my friend. Always
Unless
fly out
you-
of TJ.
Yeah, you always fly out of TJ when you're going to Mexico, man.
yeah,
Cross
it's,
CBX,
Charlie just came from over there too. From
Yeah,
Aguas
it's
Calientes.
epic.
You didn't get
Alright.
you didn't get the cartels after you. I just fly from LAX, bro.
Hey, should I show him the photo from last week, Chris?
Yeah, sure.
Can I text it to you? Do you want to post it or
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah. I can bring it up.
Okay. Here. I think
Alright,
everybody
I'll-
get a kick out of it.
We got several joining on Instagram as well. So yeah, hey, thank you guys for everybody who's coming in. We got a good little crowd here. I'm gonna just honor everybody who came early, and we'll get started here. So welcome. This is part of our. If you're new here, it looks like there's a lot of familiar faces. You're probably familiar. We try to have classes pretty often with my sphere base. So the intention of these classes is, and you'll notice a theme if you've been here before, very centered around growing your business. You know, I could pitch rates and products all day, which is obviously still helpful for a client base that we're honoring and serving. But one of my other main focuses with my lead generation background is how can we help grow
Gosh, Happy New Year, man.
our partners' businesses. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Michael Ahumada for our class here, Dominate Your Market. And Mike's a realtor partner of mine. And we kind of came up with this idea now. A couple years ago, we did a class and it was pretty successful. And you know, he, I was, for me, it's always like, okay, realtors want to, from what I've seen, they have their own strategies, they have their own market. So when someone comes out and is literally giving you like blueprint, uh, strategies of like what they do on their market. I mean, I totally respect that, and I thought it was so valuable, and it's been fruitful for Mike because he's been able to develop relationships as well outside of his market. So I'm hoping that, for those who are a little further out, if you guys get something local, talk with Mike on a deal. So this is quickly our agenda here, who we are, choosing our farm, the marketing strategies, the miscellaneous marketing, the listing and the focus and the persona. And then we're gonna save the Q&A for afterwards, but any questions that you guys want to put down, please put in the group chat and I'll be monitoring it. And I just want to send a disclosure here. I try to monitor as much as possible everybody who came in here. I just want to be very mindful. I had some trolls last time that were doing some really nasty stuff on our presentation. So if you see anything, just send me a quick like little message here. But I'm gonna be monitoring here. Just be as careful as possible, team. Um, Mike, go ahead and introduce yourself, brother. And here's your slide, and then I'll kind of get into me for those who are new as well.
Yeah, so I'm Mike Ahumada, 44, actually turning 45 next week. And I'm born and raised in San Juan Capistrano. Obviously, lived here my whole life. I farm a good part of the town. I'm in my 19th year, closing in on my 20th. And I've been with Remax for 15 of those years. Remax has been awesome for me. And, my wife of 16 years, Sierra, and my sons, Reef and Kai, they're 12 and 15, and our Swiss Mountain Dog, Diego, who's our pride and joy. As far as for fun, if anyone that kind of knows me or if you follow me on Instagram, I don't post tons of real estate. It's mostly me uh, and my family. We have a home at the Colorado River. We have a big family compound out there, and we're really into riding motocross and dirt bikes, and so we're out there a lot. I also travel to Mexico quite a bit to ride dirt bikes and do some surfing and stuff. So we're all about desert and ocean life and eating Mexican food and just having fun. So, um, and as far as why am I doing this? Why Chris has asked, like, why the heck do you want to give out some of your secrets? And it's really not secrets. I mean, everything I do is pretty straightforward. It's a consistency that I do it with that most people can't. But the thing is when I started real estate, there were some really awesome people in my area. So San Juan Capistrano, if you're not familiar, we're about 5 minutes from the beach, and to the north of us is Laguna Niguel and Laguna Beach. To the west is Dana Point. To the south is San Clemente. So I have some people that were friends early on, but became very good friends. They mentored me from an early time, and they had nothing to gain out of it. And so for me, it's kind of a pay it forward thing to be able to do this. And also, it's not just that. Every time I review, because it's been 2 years since I've done a talk like this with Chris, it forces me to look at my business and kind of take inventory of what I'm doing and really think about things. So it's a great opportunity for me to do that. So, but yes, Chris said questions at the end. You can stop me at any time and derail me and pick my brain. If it's fresh on your mind, just speak up, and I have no problem with that unless Chris shuts you down. But I'll be transparent with what I do. About 90% of what I do, 5% you got to call me about it. The other 5% I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you 90% on this talk.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm obviously for the newer ones here. My name's Chris Pacheco, so I'm a mortgage loan officer based out of Newport Beach in Corona Del Mar. So I specialize with veterans, self-employed borrowers, and Spanish speakers. I work with Easy Fundings. Used to be, or no, still am on the board and former president of VA Rep, the Veteran Association of Real Estate Professionals in Orange County. volunteer and donate to various veteran organizations in OC. And I got my MBA from USC as well, so I try to apply that kind of consultative, educated feel to our clients and anybody who's referred over to our way. And thank you for all those who have done business with me on this call. All right, Mike. Here's your 2025 results, brother.
Yeah. So I'll just kind of dive into that. So as far as 25, I did 32 transaction sides. I mean, I consider it 32 sales. I just, if I double ended, I feel as though it was two sales personally. And that's how I personally inventory what I do. 19 of them were listing sides, 13 were buyer sides. And then in addition to that, nine lease listing sides, nine lease tenant sides, and then I have about five properties under management as well, in addition to that. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I did about it. That translated to about 34 million for 2025. And not bad. Like that's kind of where I like to be, if not more. But I was very happy with my year last year. And I'll kind of dive into that more as we go along. So specifically my farm, like I said, I farm the west end of San Juan Capistrano. So in San Juan, there's a total of about 10,000 homes. I farm 2,500 to almost just under 3,000 of the homes. And I do part of the Mission area as well. The Mission area it's a very unique thing. It has some our cheapest condos in town, and then it's got some really cool historical properties that are really really cool. But within my farm, there's approximately 15 tracts plus miscellaneous properties spread throughout. Prices that I personally farm are low 400s to I'd say mid 2 millions is kind of where I am. There's anything from condos, single families, multi-units, actually mobile homes as well. And then there's luxury equestrian estates within my area. Now, the luxury estates, everyone, who doesn't want to work luxury estates, they're awesome. I don't specifically go after them. They get a little bit of my marketing. And I know a lot of people and I do some business, but honestly, I don't sink a lot of eggs into that basket. There's there's an echelon of agent that farms the high end, and they usually farm it over multiple towns. I mean, I can use as an example, like Tim Smith is always mailing people in the estates in San Juan, as he's mailing pretty much every one of estates in Orange County. God bless him. That's great. I personally don't want to ever have a spend like that. But that works for him. It's not my MO. But when you take a high end property, which I consider high end around here, probably 3.5, 4 million on up to, you could go, sky's the limit, $20 million if you want or more. Just be prepared when you consistently take those. There's potential that you're going to have a $10,000 cost to hold that listing for 6 to 12 months. So those properties, you have to take a higher number of them for them to ultimately sell. They don't sell at the same rate as the lower end stuff. Sure, the payoff can be big on them. It's just I worked through the '07 market and I saw people that were heavily vested in the high end. Then when the market turns, that's the first thing that gets butchered, and they were left holding the bag. Again, I'm not against high end. It's just I don't put tons of effort after it. I get what I get with it. I'll put it to you that way. But yeah, so my approach is both macro and micro when marketing overall to my farm and my tracks. Again, I'll get into that deeper, but on the macro level, there's certain marketing campaigns and things I do that everyone gets across the board. But then also I take those 15 tracks and I dissect them individually. And I look at every tract as a different business that I'm running because they each have their own specific campaign. One track could give a crap what the other track is doing. So I keep everything hyper local. And some tracks are 40 homes, some are 150, some are 250, but I keep it very specific with those. And that's what the sellers or owners like to see. As far as choosing a farm, that's really important because a lot of people, they say, oh my gosh, I want to farm Niguel Shores, and then I want to farm, South Laguna because the homes are so cute and quaint and this and that. that's cool. And there's agents that absolutely dominate those. But um, number one, if someone has a 10% return on a farm, personally, I would just go elsewhere. Um, you're going to be fighting it. It's an uphill battle fighting against them. Now you're spending money not just to convince the owners that you're a great option for them to sell with, but also that you're better than a specific person who already has their teeth in it. It's just me personally. I'm not interested in that. I'd rather go after low hanging fruit. And when I started my farming back in the '07, '08, '09, um, fortunately, the area that I farm, not many people wanted to farm it for various reasons. Partly because the economy was bad, but partly because you go around one corner, it's $400,000 condos. You go around another corner, there's $10 million homes. Another corner, there's multi. It makes no. My farm makes zero sense to anyone unless you live in the area that I live, and I have an understanding of it. But I was not fighting against anyone on it. So, but when I started small because I just didn't have a lot of money to spend. There is a spend when you do the farming. So the neighborhood that I live in, that I bought my house 16 years ago in, this was my first farm. And actually the house I own was the first house I ever listed for an owner. He asked me to list it for lease. And at the end of the term, I ended up buying the house from him in 2010. Um, but uh, but I started with 165 and I've grown it to almost 3,000. In hindsight, even though I would have spent a little more money, I just would have done more physical legwork. I really wish that I would have started at 500 or 1,000 because you have more opportunities of turnover in that large of an area. And when you are ordering materials, the cost of ordering 1,000 postcards is not that much more than ordering 250. So 1,000 is definitely the magic number to get started. And again, I touched on, keep the tracks in the same city or section of town. They all need to touch each other and you want to set up invisible boundaries, so to speak, and physical boundaries of those areas. It's just important on that. Um, now, uh, like I said, set geographical markers. And I personally prefer to choose an area that I live in. And again, I'll get into that a little more. But just having a physical presence day in and day out, whether it's going to get your mail, going down the street to go buy beer, going to grab a burrito, or going to the bank, it I am around many of those people live in the area, and if they don't, they're the businesses, and those businesses have become part of my farm geographically. Like Chris knows Ricardo's Place restaurant, and Buy My Bikes, Jim with Buy My Bikes and things. Those are all old time friends, and I've been able to do a lot with those businesses from a marketing perspective, and they geographically are in the middle of my farm. So, as far as though my little neighborhood that I live in, just for perspective with my farming. In that neighborhood, there's approximately 165 homes. I've personally sold and leased over 65 properties in that neighborhood over time. And that thing is just a machine that keeps cranking out for me. And I love my little neighborhood and I have a lot of fun with it. And the owners are cool. I know everyone in here. And this little neighborhood is what catapulted me to do things on a much bigger scale. We good. So again, like I said, I'm born and raised in my farm, which gives me just an enormous advantage. And my wife actually, she comes from an old time Mexican family in town. Her family's been in San Juan since 1910. That I didn't marry her by design to farm, but it's been a kind of a nice little benefit as well. And my dad was the battalion chief in town. My parents have been here since the 70s in the same house. So I definitely have some good roots with it. And again, if you live in a town that you have roots in, play off of them, work them hard, and those can be really a big boost to what you do. And again, my daily life revolves around my farm. I've said before, and even in my last presentation, my son goes to junior high now, so I don't walk him to school anymore. But I live close to the school, and one of the neighborhoods I farm is literally across the street from the school. So you bet my banner, I sponsor every banner I can on that school. There's one on the junior high, there's one on the grade school. So and then I do my garage sales and I have listings right across the street. So I always, number one, I love my kid and I want to walk him to school every morning, but it was great walking him because I'm talking to the owners who are his peers' parents who live in the farm, and we're literally walking by my listings and sales as we go to school. You bet they're bringing up conversations of real estate weekly, almost daily with me, and then they want to know what's the gossip going on in the neighborhood, Mike. And you better believe I know all the gossip when you farm, so you'll get all the juicy stuff. But yeah, it's definitely you want to make your life revolve around your farm. It's not impossible, but to think, I live in say, oh, I live in San Clemente, but I want to do a farm in Dana Point because that little neighborhood's cute. Well, if you just send mailers, no one cares because they're getting mailers from all over other people. You got to be out there. I can tell you one of the best things you could do is get a dog. You go get a dog and you walk that dog every day in your farm. You bet you're going to be talking to people. And I can tell you what, a lot of conversations about real estate have come up, and people are always asking me questions. They know my dog Diego. He's a 124-pound mountain dog. Oh, there's Mike with Diego again, walking around. Let's talk. And they bring up real estate. So it's just, you can really make your life seemingly and blissfully work well within your farm, but you got to live with it. Still on choosing a farm now. Demographics, and I mean, I know I'm not saying race, religion, or anything like that, but you really got to think about a farm that you jive with. And I talk to Chris about this all the time. I mean, I kind of laugh because I always say I feel like Chris appeals to higher net worth people than me. He doesn't he doesn't try to dress the part. It's just he only knows how to dress the part because that's Chris, man. He's always in a suit, looking good, ready to go to the club. That's not me, really. Like, I'm ready to go to Baja and ride dirt bikes or go surf. So, but Chris and I are very similar dudes, but different in other ways. And I mean that very endearingly. But for me, the neighborhood where I live, a lot of the people are very active people, and so a lot of them drive sprinter vans or lifted trucks, and again, go to the beach, ride dirt bikes, do things. So we get along great. I'm not trying to be what I'm not. I mean, I I'm not going to say places and people, but there's certain things that I just don't fit in well with. I'm going to be very honest. But again, if you live in an $800,000 townhouse and that's the type of person you are, it's going to be hard to relate to people that have $10 million homes. I mean, it's just a reality of it. Now, I'm not saying you can't try to do the $10 million homes. I'm not saying you won't get those listings, but there's different circles for different levels of people. I know where I fit in life. I'm happy and content, and it works for me. And my farm is definitely fits with that. But you really have to always learn to amend yourself to work with people of all backgrounds, socioeconomic and things like that. Just be very honest with who you are, be confident, but don't try to play it off like something you're not, because they'll sniff it out quick if they're high net worth people and you're trying too hard. I mean, today I went on a listing appointment in Dana Point, and the people actually met me at an open house of mine 4 years ago in one of my farm neighborhoods. And when I pulled up today, I drive a lifted white F-250 truck. And their comment was, "Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you didn't show up in a black Mercedes Benz." But they're active people that love to ski, and that's where I fit in. So yeah, so we can go on to the next one here. Now, divert price range. Now, this is a really interesting and an important part of it. Um, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I learned that from early on. Again, when I started in around '07, there were people getting butchered in real estate that had eggs in the baskets. So within my farm, I have every range of price, and I have every range of type of property. I've got low end condos that are predominantly investor owned. I've got single family homes, townhouses, ranch style homes, and multi units and mobile homes. And I just opened a mobile home escrow yesterday. I'm super stoked to do. I don't care. And that one was for $434,000. Uh, I'm stoked. Just all I care about are my numbers, my transactional numbers. I could care less about the dollar amount. But really embrace, especially the low end. Like, if there's a low end area in your where you farm or you're trying to farm, definitely embrace the low end stuff. There's going to be more lower the price, there's going to be more turnover, more opportunity to list it for lease. And those owners that own the investment properties in the lower end, they're selling them I would say every 3 to 5 years. A lot of those owners just say, this isn't for me being a landlord, or I want to do something else with the condo. There's just a lot of turnover opportunity. So I'm all about it, and especially marketing heavily to the absentee owners. I mean, those have been a honey hole for me from day one. Um, you know, the way that I marketed to the absentee owners back in the day, which you can't really do, is I used to call the penny saver twice. It used to come out twice a week, and at the time, the market had turned, and it was kind of hard to get properties leased out, and people weren't putting them on Facebook, and Zillow was just coming on. It was a really interesting time. So I'd cold call the owners, and I'd say, "Hey, this is Mike Amata with Remax Real Estate. I'm calling about your property for lease on 123 Anywhere Street." And they go, "Oh yeah." I go, "First thing I'd say is, well, what are your thoughts about selling it?" They go, "Well, I'm trying to lease it out." I go, "Well, yeah, but have you thought about selling it?" And more often than not, they'd say no. But I definitely got listings for sale out of those calls. But they say, "No, I want to lease it." And I go, "Okay, well, what are your thoughts about having some assistance in getting the property leased out?" And they'd say, "Okay, I'd be open to it." The little trick I had at the time was I said, "Okay, how about this? I'm going to have you we'll sign a listing to lease the property. If I get the property leased first, um, you pay me the commission, I do the deal. It'll be in the MLS. But if you want to keep marketing it through the penny saver and you get someone, I'll tear up the contract, walk away. You don't owe me a penny." I think out of the 4 years that worked, I had like two owners that got at least on their own because the internet took over at the time. But it was just a way, and I did a lot of legwork. And at the time, I mean, there were some rentals that were probably $1,100 a month that I was doing. I was making 500, $600 on a commission, but it got my foot in the door with the owners, to which those owners have become some great people that I've done tons and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of commissions for sale on them. I mean, to this day, I drive around my farm. If I see a for rent sign anywhere on my farm, and I don't care what kind of property it is, I still, to this day, if it's a for rent by owner, I call the owner and say, "Hey, this is Mike Amata, just checking on your property, friend. Would you like any assistance in getting it leased out?" Half of them say, "No, I'm going to continue the course." Half of them go, "Oh yeah, I've seen you around, Mike. I've seen your stuff. Thanks for calling. I'd definitely be interested in you helping and explain how I can help them and whatnot." That's low hanging fruit. That's free. It's not sexy. And I know a lot of people say, "Well, I want the $1.5 million listings," but even with what I do currently, you're still going to see me doing low end rentals because those things just keep breeding more deals down the line. Still on choosing a farm. So, like I said, welcoming the lease listings. They just keep your sign out front. The whole game with the farm is having your sign out. I don't care if it's for sale. I don't care if it's for a lease. I don't care if it's for a garage sale you're putting on, an egg hunt, anything like that. You just want your sign out as much as possible. And I still, when I do the lease listings, even some of them, I make no money on them, because I still do just listed. I still do just leased. I still do professional photos on them. I still do the flyers. And, for some of the really, really cheap stuff, the margin's small. Again, I'm just reinvesting in myself to keep my sign out there and breed more deals. Those all breed more deals. So it's a big opportunity. But even the tenants in those properties, I try to develop a good relationship with them. And those tenants ultimately turn into buyers. Not all of them, but some of them. Also, some of those tenants, they're going to refer you to other buyers or other listings. I've had those tenants refer me listings to neighbors in those neighborhoods of the farm. So just so critically important to just take every opportunity. Don't pass it by. Don't turn your nose on it. But again, all my leases are mailed throughout my farm. And the landlords do become sellers. Now, as far as managing properties, I have about 5 under management for myself. Those are really good. One of them that I manage, I actually just put it under contract for sale off market last week for 1.1 million in Dana Point, who I sold to an investor who's going to flip it, and I will be relisting it for the investor in 6 months when he's done rehabbing it. And it's a win-win deal. But that was a really kind of a crappy duplex that I've managed and was offered to me. But I've taken really good care of the owner. He's very trustful and happy about the opportunity. And I had my own buyer ready to go when he decided he wanted to sell. So, there were 2 years of fixing roof leaks and plumbing leaks and dealing with tenants for the guy, but that's turned into probably at the end of the day, after I've double ended it and I'll resell it, that's probably going to be $80,000 in commissions, easy. So, but yeah, so I would, if your office allows you to manage, I would do it. I do it without a trust account, and you're welcome to call me and ask me. I'll go into more detail. You guys can call or message me anytime, and I'll tell you exactly how I do my. It's a hybrid management style that I personally do. Yeah. So on to the next one, Chris. So marketing strategies. This is one that people are always asking me, what's the secret sauce on it? And there's really is no secret sauce. I mean, it's the secret sauce is consistency. But for me personally, I do one market report that looks like this. You can see it. So I mail that to my everyone in my farm on the 15th of every month, EDDM, plus all the absentee owners get it. It basically, it's all the sales in San Juan for the month prior. So they have been getting this for years and years and years and years for me. So it's a great talking point. It's a consistency thing. And a lot of people, will stop me at events and things, or if I'm in the neighborhood and thank me for it, just because I line item everything. I personally input it by hand myself. It's kind of a pain in the butt because I haven't figured out a way to copy and paste it from the MLS in a format that I like. But it's been a really good thing. And again, the absentee owners and the owner occupants on the 15th of every month, they get the market report. Now, as far as the absentee owners, I cold call them twice a year at a minimum. I'm not saying, hey, this is Mike. Do you want to sell? I just call the absentee owners and say, hey, this is Mike Amata. It's been a while since we chatted. Just wanted to make sure everything's going well at your rental at 123 Anywhere Street. If you need anything with your tenant, and these are people that I haven't even, many of them are people I haven't even worked with. They've maybe had other agents do the deals or they've put the tenants in themselves. And I say, I'm always here. I just want to be your resource. So if you need a referral for a contractor, handyman, plumber, anything, please call me. And even if you need like a 60-day notice to vacate posted, just let me know how I can be of assistance to you. And that's my way of getting in with them is just being their, I guess you could say their concierge, because many of them live out of the area. They have no idea what's going on. So their absentee owners are just critical, and they're one of the biggest things that got me going almost 20 years ago. Again, I always send out just listed, just sold for every single listing for lease and sale, like I've touched on. That's critical. I have a biannual market report that looks like this. So this one is from 2021. This is a neighborhood called Sun Ranch that I farm. I was born and raised in that neighborhood, and my parents still live there. They're original owners. See the back here. So what I do with this, on this particular, I think I send it out January and I send it out in July. And what I do is usually I sell probably a quarter or half the home. So, but if I haven't sold the property that's a comp, I'll go take a photo of the property, of the front of it. I put it on the card like you see, and it says, on the top says Sun Ranch 2021 market report. I have all the pictures, and then I'll say 25871 Kai Ricardo, 4 bed, 2.5 bath, 2378 square feet, 1.74 million. And I do that for every property. I'm not trying to insinuate that I sold every one of them. They know I didn't, but people are visual. They want to see, they don't want to just look at only line item numbers, but they want to see the photos. So I do this for every single neighborhood, gets its own market report with pictures in January and in July. And again, whether I sell them or not, I take the photos. It can be kind of hectic and painful. There's some owners that always have a stupid car in the front of their house and have to drive by 10 times to get the photo. But it's a really great piece that has done well for me and kept everyone up to date. Now, as far as mailing, For my events, the type of events I do garage sales, I do movie nights, taco nights, Toys for Tots drive. So any of those events I do, I always do 2 mailers leading up to them and 1 door drop. And the reason for the door drop is some owners look at their mail, some look at the door, or sometimes the husband gets the mail, throws it away, the wife sees the one on the door. But the other important part of doing the door drop, in addition to the mailers for the event leading up to the event, it gives me another reason to physically be in the neighborhood talking to the people. So I put rubber bands on the cards, hang it on the door. I don't knock or anything. I'll just hang it. But if they're out front, I chat with them. People always stop with me to talk. So it's been a really great thing. And heck, it gives you a little exercise. I just put on running shoes, shorts, a wide brim hat, and everyone thinks I'm like an Amazon driver walking around or something. So it's very, very non-threatening. All right, we can go to the next one, Chris. So, marketing strategies. What do they consist of? So, excuse me. My market reports and this is for door drop specifically. Even though I mail the market report every month, I do a door drop of it quarterly. Again, because some people see things in the mail, some see it on the door. Like I said, I do the garage sale notification via door drop. One of the biggest things that I do, and Chris has helped me with it every year, is I do American flags. So, and I do it for my farm, roughly 3,000, plus I do more. So I do the nice big American flags, and I have a card on there that says honoring those who have fallen. And, Mike Amata, Remax Real Estate. I've been doing this for years. Every single house within my farm on the week leading up to Memorial Day gets an American flag for me. Yeah, there's going to be a couple people here and there that are anti-American or they're just grumpy old salts. But for the most part, people are really stoked about it. And I'll tell you what, when you drive down every single neighborhood in the west end of San Juan and the Mission area, and you see a flag out front with your card on it, but just a flag, it's pretty impressive. And it's not impressive that I did it, but when owners look at it, they call me and personally thank me that week and the weeks after for putting the flags out. I also include my niece and nephew, and there's some kids from a nonprofit called Great Opportunities that come out and do it. And I sponsor pizza and do some things to help them. It's kind of like a volunteer hours and a character building and a community involvement thing for them. But we get out there and do it. I mean, my hands are blistered by the end of it, and my back hurts, but it's extremely rewarding. I mean, it's a big, big task and it's a cost. I mean, I probably spend to do that drop on that scale, it's probably $3,500 I spend just to do that. No one else is doing that. And no one, I don't think anyone's ever done it on that scale that I do it as well. Now, I do a movie night for the entire city. That's at the sports park every year, typically the weekend before kids go back to school. I also do movie nights within my specific tract, and I do them at Doheny State Beach, but the main one is the one there. And again, I do 2 EDDM mailouts to most of the city. I do door drops, and I have signs leading up to it. And then also there's a taco night that Chris has helped me with over the years. We do at Ricardo's Place Mexican Restaurant. And I'll let Chris attest to it a bit, but basically I tell everyone, hey, Mike Amata here, invite everyone in my farm. I send them a mailer and a door drop. And if they come between 3 and 9 o'clock and I usually hold it on a Thursday, that's the best day of the week to do it. I pay for free tacos for everyone that shows up for 6 hours. Yeah, it's thousands of dollars. And Chris is out there helping me organize it's crazy. It's like not pandemonium, but it's like, I don't know, Woodstock for Mexican food. But it's a great event because, a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to pitch them when they come in. I don't talk about any real estate when they come in at all. Just, hey, what's up? How's the surf? Do you have fun? Oh, I saw your house is looking good. You guys been doing some work to it. Hey, Mike, good to see you. It's awesome. And it supports my good friend Ricardo, who runs a very good business. Yeah. It's a win-win. I'm supporting his business. I'm marketing myself, and people are getting something out of it. We can market to people all day long and tell them, I'm the man. I'm number one. Like I have in that thing right there, number one SJC Realtor. That's great, but there should always be something in it for them. Some of them think it's going to be a cryptocurrency pitch to them or a timeshare presentation, but it's not. And they really appreciate that. And it's been a great thing. I'll let Chris talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I even think another like layer forward. I'm getting pertaining to some of like the relationship coaching that I've been getting lately. But indirectly, like you're almost turning Ricardo himself, the owner of the restaurant, and his place into a hub as an advocate for your business. And it sounds
Yeah.
cliche, but that's like extremely powerful. Like anytime there's some type of like law of reciprocity at work, and it's actually a lot of fun. Yeah, you're right. Like a lot of people expect like if there was gonna be like a class. And I'm always shocked, like, oh man, they were literally gonna come in thinking that there was gonna be a PowerPoint presentation that they were gonna be eating at, right? And I think a lot of people they're pretty relieved, like, oh, you just literally just free tacos? It's like literally just free tacos for the community, and
Yeah. We were even bringing free shots to people. I mean, it's like, I
yeah,
want you to feel like you're at the office in Cabo on the sand, in
yes,
San Juan. Just come have fun. I mean, the I tell everyone I wouldn't be where I'm at. And again, there's agents that do way more business than me. I'm a very blue collar farming. I'm a blue collar agent, in my opinion. Um, there's way better people doing crazy volume, I'm very appreciative. And without the community support, I wouldn't have and be where I'm at.
yeah.
So it's just a small give back, and yeah, it's fun. It's a good time.
Mike, if you don't mind, I'll interject really quick. A couple of things, like just walking through here, for everyone who's joining us. If you've been on my calls, I've probably talked about this book before. It's called The Unsold Mindset. It's by two professors from USC, and they literally dove into the selling through authenticity, like selling on like what you relate to the most, like the common grounds. Like that's where you're gonna like, and they broke this down into a science. They have a whole consultative, they have a class at SC and they have like a consulting company on how to make authentic sales, like how to expand it and scale it within, big corporations. And they've audited all this, and like the best salesmen that they've seen are people who like really know their customer base and is able to relate to them the best way possible. And I mean, I personally see that more demographic. I think I'm kind of pseudo geographic, I guess, for Orange County and California in general. But my business model has been a little bit different, but I've seen it, when I really chose like, okay, like who are my customer base going to be and what products can I sell? I just wanted to sell to what I already was, a veteran, someone who's been in business with and self-employed, and a Spanish speakers. And that has been one of the best, like that's basically like my North Star with all the events that I attend and sponsor any marketing material, any organizations that I want to affiliate myself with. There's probably some of you on this call that are, and I'm looking around, like most of you guys are like in some type of that bucket in some way. Some of you guys I just really know just from being local, but that has been one of the best things, and I see it like Mike, I think you're the epitome of like the authenticity and really just like knowing your market, because honestly, it never has felt like a business, like a pitch or a transaction whenever we have events with you. It's always felt like literally just like a big social, fun time.
Yeah, and that's my goal. Number one, that's how I like to live my life. And one of the things a lot of my friends have said, and this is before sales or anything, is that one of my favorite things to do in life is just bring people together. And I know it
Yeah.
sounds really cheesy and cliche, but I truly do. And I mean, I even have some friends who are like, I'm always trying to get everyone together. They know me very well because I've been, my circle is tight and we've been together long, but they're like, is this work or is this for fun? I'm like, no, just because I'm writing it off with my business card doesn't mean I still love you guys,
Yeah.
but I just love bringing everyone together in any way I can.
Uh,
And even if it's, people that live in I don't even know the people, but if they just live in my neighborhood, just seeing people stoked, it's great. And it's good
yeah.
karma. and good things in the atmosphere, it all comes to you at some point positively. So
That I had a, and like I've been told by people to like, they're like, Chris, like it's like you're working all the time, and I'm like it. I don't consider it like a career. I consider it more of like a lifestyle. Now I've seen some like alumni on here. You guys have probably come to my events where I'm hosting, watch parties or tailgates on campus. I mean, that's pretty fun for me, but it's always very intentional too. So it's like there's a blend of like socializing and career, which I think is the best way to sell because it's really fun and it's always just keeping the North Star alive and the branding alive while you can relax and be in your own social space. And I think on the frequency energy level wise, you're always gonna sell best where you're comfortable and having fun and having a smile on your face too. So
yeah, and Chris, like 100%, because um, I'm, and I'll get to it a little bit, but I'm involved with some organizations that I really would be involved with even if I wasn't in real estate. I'm the vice president of the Doheny State Beach Foundation. I'm on the board of directors of the Doheny Surf Club, and I help Eric Gross with Great Opportunities. I play a small role with that, and some other things. And those are things that I'd be doing it regardless. Partly because my wife's family is heavily involved in Doheny, and I grew up there. But I when you're a farming agent, again, that's all kind of within my farm. When you're a farming agent or an agent in general, just pick up the tab once in a while. It doesn't hurt. So I sponsor every single event I can. They know, like, sure, my banners are at all the events, and might come out of this and that, but I'm there helping. I'm never there asking for business ever. Sure, I may have my business card or my banner, but I don't sell anyone because I've been around so many years. They all know the deal with me. I don't need to say, but the fact that like I sponsor all the events, they're very, very grateful of that. And you don't have to do a big spend on sponsorships. And again, it could be little league within your farm, an organization, a school, or whatever. You could do the most minimum sponsorships, but it's the fact that you're giving, the fact that you're showing up, but doing it consistently. I've been doing this consistently, for 16, 17, 18, 19, almost 20 years. That's what beats everyone else into the ground. So, do it out. There's ways you can do things out of the goodness of your heart, do things to bring community together, but also subtly market yourself with them.
yes, that's
Now,
perfect.
that piece right there that Chris has up, actually, I sent it to him last night because that's going to be going out to my farm. The previous one was the backside of it. And so, for any of you guys doing a farm, this right here is the city of San Juan. It's hard to see because it's kind of small, but all the red dots are past sales that I've done in the area. So I do that over. I've done it before. I do the overhead map, put all the dots on it, and then I list my past sales and leases. And I send it out as an 8.5 by 11 piece, and that thing pops when people get that. That phone rings, but you can't do it one. It only rings because I've been mailing them stuff for years previous to that, prior to that. So, but that is if anyone, if you're on a team, you could use your team sales, or if you have a mentor or someone you want to combine with and do that, it's not a bad thing. But again, people are very, very visual, and when you hand them a map like that with all the red dots, they'll say, "Wow, like, Mike is really active in the area." So I call that an egotistical mailer. I'm not an ego guy, but Chris is always getting on me saying I need to do more stuff that pumps up my ego a little bit. I'll ask him, I'll go, "Hey, can I post this?" And he'll be like, "Yeah, you're good." I'm like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, go for it." So he's kind of good at getting me out of my comfort zone a little bit because I really just try not. I hate agents that are always telling you they're number one because most aren't. But we have to be humble, but every once in a while you do have to puff your chest. So as far as the door drops, we'll go back to the door drops real quick. So as far as the door drops, 80% of them are done by me personally. Again, it's an opportunity to show your face. I like to just typically drop a market report or an upcoming event, keeps your costs down. And just by walking around the neighborhood, you're going to stumble on leads. Leads are going to fall into your lap in spite of you. You can be the worst agent in the world. And if you just walk the neighborhood, you are going to get leads as long as you do it consistently. Also, you'll get the pulse of the neighborhood. So again, for the door knocking, so those were door drops, but now we're talking door knocking. Once a year, I try to hit each neighborhood once a year. I don't knock and say, "Are you looking to move?" I mean, in the early days, I do the Mike Ferry script: knock, knock. Hi, this is Mike Ahmad, Remax Select One. Just wondering when you plan on moving, and da da da. But I'll door knock, hand them a market report, say, "Hey, Mike Amata here. Here's the market report for this month. Hope you guys are doing well." And they'll say, "Hey, thanks, Mike. Awesome." So casual conversation, casual dress, give them an item of value, do it once a year within your farm. Garage sales. So I kind of spoke on this already. I do garage sales twice a year for about 13 of the neighborhoods within my farm. You don't want to do the real high end ones, don't want you doing them. So for me, I do the garage sales up to about the 1.7, 1.8 million price point in my area. I do a round of garage sales in the spring, a round in the fall. So I always mail 30 days out, the garage sale card. I mail another card 15 days out or 12 to 15 days out. And I do a door drop in between that. And then I put a banner at the entrance of the neighborhood 7 days out. And obviously, you have to get approval from the HOA if there's an HOA. I have my directional signs up by 5:30 in the morning of the garage sale. The garage sale goes from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. 1 p.m. sharp, I'm pulling those signs down. But it's cool. You've got your directional signs within the neighborhood, without. They're up early. It's been a great thing. I mean, you're always going to get a couple neighbors that grumble about it, but I've got my faithful people that cooperate. And what I do is I walk around the morning of the garage sale. I usually start about 7:45, and I bring donuts to every single person that's participating, them and their family. Again, casual dress, casual conversation. Just say what's up, hand them a donut and a bagel, and go on your merry way. And they're stoked. Just another reason to be in front of them, another opportunity to have your sign out. And when that coincides with open houses and listings, I mean, they're seeing you everywhere, and you'll get the comment, "I just see you everywhere I turn, Mike." And I go, "Damn straight you do. I've got a lot going on here." But they'll see the effort of it. It's a lot of work, but the payoff on the garage sales, it's old school, but it works. But it only works if you're doing that with everything else.
And I had mentioned to Mike a couple times too. It's like so genius. It's for some reason I mean I get like a real kick and like I don't know like a motivation to like see like wow like something unfolds like from marketing and people are taking action based off of your messaging. So like people have stuff out in their yard like or in their garage,
Yeah.
like it's I don't know. It's for me, I'm just like, man, like the marketing is so powerful for people to take action. So it's like it landed and people are stoked. Like when we were walking around Mike, well, Mike, that time that we walked around, like I was always just shocked. I was like, this is money. Like people inviting you into their homes, like how
Yeah.
intimate of a barrier that is that you're crossing in with them to be inside of a home. And a lot of some of them like were people that were kind of like maybe brand new that had you hadn't walked in their home before. So
Yeah.
that was very powerful tool to build relationships because I think that that in itself is someone allowing you it's like doing some work like subconsciously to build that relationship.
And it's non-threatening.
Yes.
So you're not coming at them salesy or anything. It's just, again, they're going to bring up real estate, but we're here doing a community event, and it's a very unthreatening way to get in front of their face. So, again, with the garage sales, I already talked about the donuts and bagels. Dress casual, smile, be positive. The other thing about the garage sales, it's helped me get in with HOAs. So, I've had some HOAs that took some time for them to approve me to do the garage sales, but I've ended up meeting people on the boards of directors of those HOAs who've become clients, friends, and they've helped me when I've had issues selling homes in the HOAs with problems. So they saw that I've worked hard for the HOA doing the garage sale. I do a good job. And then when let's say there's some physical deficiency on a house that we're trying to get through with the HOA, get the HOA to take responsibility for fixing or response, they're happy to work with me because they've seen the give back that I've done for their community. So that's kind of part of my strategy with things is working with them, and it's not just them. I do a lot for the city of San Juan that I'll get to, and I have a great relationship with the city itself. So open houses, I cannot emphasize more um, how important open houses are. That is the number one thing you can do in a farm. If the owner will let you, if it's a vacant house, do as many open houses as you possibly can, because you just have your sign out, 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 and out as much as possible. Always do the broker preview, sign it thoroughly, right? If you want to send the cards out announcing the open house, go for it. But I usually put my open house sign, even if my open house doesn't start till 1 o'clock, I'll put the main signs out on the intersections around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning every time. But don't oversign it to where it's obnoxious, but don't undersign it where it's just one little piddly sign leading to nowhere. You got to be very respectful of city sign laws, because they will come down on you, and then you will ruin it for yourself and ruin it for your fellow realtors. Again, I use the basic open house or signs with my name. Everything's bold. As you can see, all my marketing's red, white, and blue, because that is number one. I love America. I love the American flag, but also that's the best colors for marketing, hands down. But there are agents that, I'm not going to name them, but they'll put open house signs up in certain cities around here on a Friday. They don't have an open house till Sunday, and they leave the signs up till Monday. They're pissing off the city, pardon my French. So they're ruining for the other agents, and then they're putting twirly birds and all kinds of flags and stuff. Just keep it tasteful, simple, professional, but bold. But yeah, you can. I put my signs up early in the morning, but as soon as my open house or garage sale is over, I immediately take those signs down every single day. I don't care how much extra work it is. Just be respectful of the cities. Um, Also, be very consistent where they go. There's certain corners that I religiously sign for my open houses, and it just, again, it just falls into the consistency thing. But just do absolutely as many open houses as you possibly can. I mean, that's the greatest opportunity you can in your farm. That's how the people that I had the listing appointment with today, they met me at an open house 4 years ago. I don't even remember them. They go, "Yeah, we met you, Mike. You won't remember us." I don't remember them, but I always tell everyone, when you're doing an open house, when you're doing door drops, you're just consistently planting seeds. Those seeds are going to harvest 2, 3, 4, or 7 years out. The checks I'm cashing right now are from work I did several years ago. Marketing strategies, again, on the open houses, I keep them very laid back. I dress laid back. I mean, this is how I dress at my open house, usually a hat, whatever. I put on just some light music. I mean, I love listening to like Hermanos Gutierrez or Gypsy Kings or whatever. I like kind of the light, like Spanish guitar in the background. And just I'll go to Costco or Smart and Final and get some chips, some waters, and a little candy. You can do charcuteries and things like that. God bless you if you want to spend that money, but honestly, just the basic snacks to just gives you an opportunity to say, "Hey, sir, would you like a snack?" But I just kind of make people feel comfortable and just keep it light and bright and happy, and that's how I roll with my open houses. Now, miscellaneous marketing. What do I do besides the door drops, the mailers, and all that stuff? As far as online, I have an Instagram account. I just use my personal one. It's at carne_asada81. And like I said before, it's probably 80, 85% my family and I, my dog, riding dirt bikes in Mexico or at the Colorado River. But the other 10 to 15%, yeah, I just put on there just listed. I put on just sold. The market report that I put out monthly, I put on there. And then whatever events I have coming up. But I don't need to announce that I went into escrow. Close the deal and then you can announce it. Okay. I don't need to announce to people that today I'm doing door drops. Good for you. You should be doing it anyways. So I don't need to tell them that I went on 5 showings today and I wrote 2 contracts. That's obnoxious. That's my opinion. I know there's agents that do that. They love it. God bless them. I like to keep it simple. My clients and my friends love talking to me about what I'm doing for fun in my life, and the pictures of me traveling and doing things like that. They call and talk about that, and it turns into real estate. That's my MO, but I think it's tasteful. If you're just bombarding them constantly, they're not reading the stats on there on your real estate thing. I mean, the only thing I'll read are the rates from Chris that he sends every Monday, because I need to know what the rates are. But beyond that, realtors, us realtors are not as important as we think we are to our friends. They'd rather see what you're eating and what you're doing, honestly. So, but besides that, or let me go back to that real quick. I do shopping carts at Vaughn's in my area. Number one, it's right in the smack dab middle of my farm. But if you aren't doing all the other things, I spend probably $375 a month to do the carts. It's a waste of money unless you're farming on a good scale. I will say, when carts are shoved in different places in town, or people are pushing them, or my friends are at the grocery store, they're always taking a picture of me and sending it and laughing. And that's cool. Like, it's making my clients think about it. People bring it up all the time. I mean, some people take Sharpies on my face to draw mustaches on my photo on the shopping cart. So my friends will send a photo, and I think it's hilarious. So just keep it fun. I'm pretty self-deprecating when it comes to my social media. As you'll see a photo, I texted Chris, he'll post up there from my trip in Mexico last week. But anyways, besides that, I sponsor all the schools within my farm. I have banners on those schools. And anything I can give a few bucks to and have my name attached to it visibly, I'm all about it. So I posted this photo right here. I was on a dirt bike trip. I flew down to Loreto. My friend drove our dirt bikes 900 miles down the Baja Peninsula, and we rode from the Sea of Cortez to Scorpion Bay, all the way down, almost down around to Cabo and back up. And we were in Insurgentes, which is literally a town in the middle of nowhere. And the cop came up on us, and I bribed him to arrest me because I wanted to post a photo of myself getting arrested in Mexico. I called my wife. I said, look, I'm going to post this photo. Within 5 minutes, my mom was getting calls from family members freaking out, but everyone was laughing, and it was a great opportunity for people to just chuckle for a staged photo of getting arrested by a Mexican cop. Those cuffs are actually on my hands there. But I'll do stuff like that just to keep it funny. So again, we're not as important as we think we are, but that's me down there in Scorpion Bay on the way to Cabo on my dirt bike. I'm on the far right. So that's what I like to do for fun. Social media, I touched on that. Again, don't sell to them on social media. Just let them know what you're doing, and just keep showing them that you're active. That's all you got to do. Now, marketing, managing your expenses, kind of my rule of thumb is I like to keep my expenses at 20% max of my GCI. Now, that 20% are marketing and hard costs in marketing. Obviously, if you're writing your car off and you're writing dinners off and stuff like that, I don't factor that into the 20%. But some years, like if the year's going great, I'll up that number as I'm going. It's always a floating number, but that's really where you want to be, is about 20% going towards your marketing pieces. But again, I'll adjust it quarterly if I need to. But spend to feed your family. Don't spend to feed your ego. I mean, you can spend a lot of money to make you feel great and look like the man. But if there's no ROI on that money you're spending, go on vacation or light it on fire. That would be more productive, in my opinion. So, but just really track your expenses and be on it, because they can get out of control with farming if you're not careful. Now, miscellaneous community involvement. I do a booth at the concert in the park. Our city does it 4 times a year. I do a booth at every one of them. What I do at my booth, Chris can attest. He's been there a million times. I have a cooler. I give out free sodas. I give out free waters. I give out free bags of chips, free bags of popcorn, and free candy. I'm the free guy. It probably costs me $300 per event, every concert or whatever, to do that. But everyone's there hanging out, and they come by and they're so happy, and they'll grab a piece of candy and chat. And I've, gotten deals from doing that. People come up to me, or people, they just keep seeing me and they just say, Mike, I can't ever get away from you. And I go, good, that's my goal. But I'm part of tree lighting. I sponsor the train ride in San Juan for the Christmas tree lighting for the city. I do my booth and pay for the train. I do a booth at Extravaganza, 4th of July concert. I do the Mission Lights. So the Mission is a whole separate thing. That's the historical mission. That's kind of more of a higher end sponsorship. But I'm part of that, and I sponsor what they have going on. So Rotary, San Juan Rotary, they have a car show. I do my booth there. My family, we have a 29 Model A that's been in our family since 1940. That's turned into a hot rod. So I park the hot rod, and then I do my booth and give out free snacks at the car show, and that's on February 7th coming up. So Rotary's really stoked about that, and I try to support Rotary any event I can do. So any event that's available in your city or town, I mean, just do it. Usually they're cheap. Like the concerts in the park, it's only $50 a concert for me to do my 10 by 10 booth, and there's thousands of people there. I mean, it's literally shooting fish in a barrel. So it's all part of your long term play. Again, I help put on the Doheny State Beach Surf Festival. I also put on my own movie night. I sponsor at Doheny State Beach. Had 800 people there last year to see it, all families, and most of them live in my farm. So anything you can be a part of like that, the movie nights, anything that draws the families and kids, do it. The return will be good. And again, I sponsor the Little League, the Pony League, the school banners, American Legion. That's another one. Actually, I'm not even a vet. I'm the one that set Chris up with the American Legion. So I'll take a little credit there. But with the American Legion, I sponsor the Memorial Day ceremony and the Veterans Day ceremony. I pay for the food for after the ceremony for everyone there. I usually spend about $500 for each of them, and Ricardo's place sets us up with tacos and plates of food. So everyone that attends that gets free food. And again, number one, I believe in it. Like I'm patriotic. I love the guys in the Legion. I'm actually an honorary member, but it's cool being able to give back, and they're appreciative, and they're really good about acknowledging my business as well. It's a very much a win-win with them. Again, Mission San Juan and Doheny State Beach, I'm very involved. Also, the Doheny Longboard Surfing Association, great opportunities, which let me touch on great opportunities. And there might be some things like that in your area. So in this particular neighborhood, there's a number of kids that the parents are, they're part of the workforce. They're kind of latchkey kids. And it's a lower income area. And I sell a lot of these condos. I have a lot of investors that buy and sell them, and I've owned in some of the neighborhoods, owned some myself as well. And so what my friend Eric Gross does is he, for free, teaches all the kids how to swim every summer for free. So what I do is I come in and I do a class for them on doing a resume and a job interview at the beginning of summer to help them go out and apply for jobs. And so I also pay for like pizza days for them, and I sponsor their Christmas thing. But that's very important to me because that's a neighborhood within my farm. And, I actually inadvertently end up working with many of those kids' parents because some of those kids' parents own the condos that I sell, and some of those kids' parents are tenants of the condos I sell. And number one, we all need to help our community in any way we can, especially if we're making money from our community. You have to put a certain amount back into it, period. I don't care what you say. But also, I have a better relationship with them because sometimes if I have to get in and sell it, they're a tenant and one I'm selling, they trust me and we have a better relationship, and they'll trust that I can find them another condo to live in while I sell the one they're in. Other agents coming in are going to probably be met more adversarial, but they know that I'm going to look after their best interest, and I actually care. And my Toys for Tots drive, 14 years running, maybe 15 years now, actually, I think. And that's been a great event. So now, again, at the end of the day, it's got to be a listing focus for you guys. I mean, I had a certain amount of buyer sales, and I actually had more. I like to have a higher percentage of listings versus buyer sales, but Chris wants to see opposite for his selfish benefit, jokingly. But anyways, the buyers they just become a byproduct of you prospecting for the listings. From day one, when I got into the industry, the guys that had mentored me, they go, Mike, don't chase the buyers, go after listings. And yeah, I probably lost some deals early on because I didn't give some buyers some of the attention they want because I was out prospecting, door knocking for listings. But putting in that time, the buyers literally just fall in my lap. I'm never looking for buyers. They come as a byproduct. They fall in my lap. Um, the listing, it just, if you can hold the inventory, you are holding everything. It's all about the listings. But don't overanalyze the average sales price. I mean, for this year, what is my average sales price? Typically around 1.5, but I had 32 transaction sides. I had a sale in Johnson, a vacant lot in Johnson Valley up in the high desert this year for $2,800. That's the cheapest thing I've ever sold in my. I don't even think I did a rental that cheap this year. And you know what? Like, I'm so stoked to have done that deal. Actually, after paying my TC, I made nothing on the deal. But the guy that bought it, he owns a kind of an influential business in the area, and I don't care. It's another notch in my belt. It's another person I got to work with. It's another avenue of more deals coming from. And he saw how hard I worked for basically making nothing. So and I did other lots that were 59,000, and I think I did some for 100, but most of my sales were in the low to mid millions this year. Again, even if I do 34 sales this year and not one of them is over 500 grand, I could care less. All I care about is the number of transactions I do, because in the big picture, you're going to get so much more business from making contacts and doing transactions with people, regardless of price. So much money is going to fall in your lap. Who cares? Take the lease listings. And again, quality buyer leads will come from your listings as a byproduct. Also, take your listings to market as much as you can. I recently did 2 off market, and I'll do a little bit off market. But when you're an agent, but a farm agent especially, take them to market, expose them. Number one, you're doing your client's best interest. But number two, take the opportunity to pump yourself up and market yourself to the area, because that's, you're on stage. That's your opportunity. If you're trying to blow these deals out quick and no one sees anything happen, that was a chance to market yourself and get more listings. So again, my goal is to always have a certain amount of activity in my marketplace. Some years are better than others, like 2022 was great. Like this year, 23 and 24 they were okay. I mean, I think the average agent would have been happy with what I did, but I have a certain standard. I wasn't overly excited. It wasn't bad, but I just wasn't thrilled. But I just kept, just keep pounding away, and 25 was just as good as all my other years. So again, I don't care who you are, you're going to have years that fluctuate. And what happened with that is just that we all remember for 23 and 24, the inventory was so tight. It was like gridlock. It was just, there wasn't just much coming up for anybody. But again, because I farm, I still had way more deals than most other people had going, and I still had a good year, just not as good as I ultimately wanted it. And again, consistency is the key. I will work my competitors into the ground. I can tell you this. I mean, tackling a farm, if you want to have a work-life balance, you're not going to have it. So if you're worried about that, I would turn this off right now. But the rewards are great. I mean, once you get your farm up and going, it's a more consistent, profitable way to do the business. And my financial rewards have been awesome. I own apartment buildings. I've got a second home. I spent 64 days of this year at my second home in Arizona, riding dirt bikes and on the Colorado River. I travel to Mexico every other month. So by having this, it's a good thing. And I keep a very low overhead. It's just, I do everything. I have a really good TC and a great escrow officer, Chris, my lender, and title, and that's it. And I run lean and mean. You can do quite a few deals. You'd be surprised. I mean, some people think they need to start a team. Well, they do it for their ego, but they're doing 3 deals a year. So, I mean, I'm not against teams, but you'll be surprised what you can do on your own. And the beauty of that is you keep your overhead low. So if there's a correction in the market or whatever, you're not paying out $30,000 a month to salaries and this and that. You can keep your expenses tight. I've always run lean and mean. But anyways, I'm not the smartest person, but my neighbors and people on my farm, they religiously tell me about my consistency. And, I don't care if you're on vacation. I don't care if you're in the hospital on your deathbed. Always get it done, period. Sometimes, some nights I'm up till 3 o'clock doing work. That work may be stapling rubber bands to cards. That work may be doing contracts. It could be anything. Get it done. Just don't be a wuss. Don't put it to the side. Again, the work-life balance, if you really want to make the money in real estate, you're not going to have a great work-life balance, but I'll tell you what, going to the bank's pretty darn fun. My entire year is planned by October. Every mailing date, every event, even down to the days that I order the cards for certain things. I mean, every single little thing is planned. And I just use a basic Google Calendar and a basic Excel spreadsheet. I don't use any fancy CRM or anything like that. I mean, I'm pretty old school, but it works. Chris is super techie. I can't compete with him on that realm. He's got me, but I run just pretty simplistic. And again, like I said, on a team, I'm not talking crap on teams because there's a lot of successful teams and there's reasons for it, but just don't build a team without building a high listing volume that you can't handle first. Don't think that like bringing someone in is going to just like boost your sales by simply bringing them in. It's it's a lie. It just is a lie. I'm not here to babysit either. I've got stuff to do. But a good TC, I have a great I use Minuteman Press in Dana Point, Marianne there. I mean, you guys can reach out to her. Just don't make her too busy because I demand a lot of her time. But she does all my graphic design, and they do all my graphic design, printing. They do all my EDDM mailers and bulk mailing. They do everything in house for me. Could I get a better deal if I kind of looked elsewhere? Yeah, but you know what? She works her ass off. Pardon my French. She works really, really hard, and I'm willing to pay for that. And she's awesome and has a mindset like me, knows what I want. I'll pay good money for whatever to make things easier on myself. And like I said, a lot of people run teams because of their ego, not because of a high listing volume. Downsides. Well, I mean, we all know the time and the cost it takes to harvest the seeds to get the machine going. I mean, it takes years. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you'll be doing deals in the first year from it if you do it right, but to really, really, really see the return on it, it's going to take years. Lots of rejection early on. I mean, getting a lead and then finding out they listed with, some other agent that gets a fair amount of business. I mean, I had to work through it. Now I'm that agent that gets the business, but I mean, trust me, I had a lot of rejection early on. You can have HOAs within your farm that they have HOA decisions, insurance issues, finances, rules and regs that really make selling them hard. You got to go with the flow on that. It can get frustrating because they may have issues, but don't give up, because if you give up, some of the hardest to sell condo areas are my favorite ones because I don't have any competition with them. I get all the listings in there. So awesome. I don't care if I have to work harder. I don't care if the price is small. I just want the inventory. I want control of the inventory. That's all that I want. Now let's talk about Sally the hairdresser. Chris knows all about Sally the hairdresser. So you're going to have this situation that comes up where you're the farming agent. You've sold more than anyone in the track. Every issue. There's a high water table settling. There's a drug addict neighbor that everyone hates, a nasty dog that gets loose. Everything about the neighborhood, right? You go in, you do the full market analysis, and they say, and you go, great, Mike, we'll get back to you. But man, that was awesome. You were the best agent we met with. Cool. Then you get a call and they say, you know what, Mike? Gosh, thank you so much for all that information. We really appreciate it. But my wife, her friend is Sally, the hairdresser, and, she does 0.73 deals a year. And we really want to give her the listing because we really just want to help her out. And that's when you've done all the work. They're going to take all your data, all your work, and Sally, the hairdresser, is going to get the listing and tell them everything that they want to hear. It's going to happen. It still pisses me off. I hate it. It drives me crazy. But it's the nature of the beast. No matter how good you are or how many homes you sold, you're always going to lose deals to Sally, the hairdresser. And again, the work-life balance isn't great. But I like making money, so I don't really care. Upside rewards, gaining. So one of the upsides is you're going to get a lot of leads outside of your farm. I've done tons and tons of deals in other cities or way out of my farm from people that live on my farm. There's people on my farm I've never even done a deal with that have referred me clients that I've done. I have one that I talked about even last time. I've never done business with this particular neighbor. They referred me a lady who has quite a bit of money, lives in a really nice house, and wanted to do some flips. The lady's super cool. And I told her, I go, look, I'll work with you. We're just going to hit line drives if that's their expectation. And I've done almost $15 million in sales with that lady. And that was just from a referral from someone I've never done business with. So it's kind of a peripheral lead you're going to get. And I probably every year, I'd say I probably do 5 to 8 deals that are from my farm, but outside of my farm. Now, the other thing is you're going to actually have agents that live in your farm that either A, their company won't let them list the property, or B, they just don't want to list it. So I've done a number of sales where they're like, Mike, we know you farm it. We know you know the area better than anyone. I'm a realtor, but I want you to do it. Will you, cut me a break on a referral fee for the commission, whatever? Absolutely. I'll do that all day. No problem. I'm not a commission cutter, but obviously we pay referral fees to other agents. And that's the biggest form of flattery, is having another agent ask you to sell their house. And you're only going to get that if you're the farming agent in the area. And then the other thing is just also agent referrals. They see how hard you work, and some of them may retire or they refer you other stuff. Persona, again, be yourself, embrace who you are. Don't try to change yourself or make anyone think otherwise. I drive a lifted F-250. I'm very casual, usually a Hawaiian shirt or a golf shirt, Vans, jeans, shorts, sandals, whatever. When I'm walking my farm, like I said, I'm very casual. Dress for your surroundings. This is SoCal, guys. Like, this isn't the Hamptons. This isn't New York City. I mean, if you want to, if your true vibe is dressing up, go for it. But I can tell you, for South Orange County, if you're rolling on the lending side, I think with Chris, it's more, it works a lot better. But I think from the sales side of the listings, really try to dress how the people dress that you're marketing to. Again, many people are active lifestyle people around here. Actually, I kind of prefer Chris coming in really sharp. It just because he's the money guy, and I think that is really more lenders should be like that, in my opinion. So always have a multi-year outlook and just smile a lot, be happy, work hard. I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's the deal. You are always on stage when you have a farm, 24 hours a day. Some people get bugged out about it. I'm pretty used to it. But just remember, pulling out your trash cans, driving down the street, drive slow, wave at everybody, smile, say what's up. I mean, you are always on stage if you want to do the farm correctly. So that's the deal. Any questions?
I know it was a lot. We almost went an hour and a half. Mike.
We started late, Chris. Give him a break.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
Matt,
no, it was a
Michael,
lot.
Michael Savannah here.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you so much. A lot of real estate agents, and I know because I'm a broker and I've had teams, they would never share all that information. I actually
Yeah.
asked Chris one time, why would he do that? I'm like, because most of us won't do what
Because
he
no one will
is
do
doing.
it.
And I'm like, that is true. That's why those motivational speakers are rich and wealthy, because they'll tell you everything to do, but not only the chosen ones will do it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you. Thank you. And Chris, if you don't mind, I texted you. Can you mention the
Yes.
Tony Strickland event for VA
Yeah,
Rep?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring the flyer up here shortly.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. Thank
Yeah,
you,
no
Chris.
worries.
Chris is the #1 VA lender. He closed a
That's right.
$1.695 million deal for me, and the condo was not even approved, VA approved. He got it approved like within a week. Thank you,
Appreciate
Chris.
appreciate that. Thank you, Savannah.
You're welcome.
Actually, I got a question.
Go
I
for
may
it.
have missed it.
Go ahead, David.
What is your rate on return? Basically, the money that you put out monthly or yearly. What is your rate on on return on the deal?
I mean, I again, like I say, I spend about 20, do the math. I did 34 million and I don't know, I probably spent last year on hard marketing, probably, I don't know, 85,000, maybe 100
Okay. And that's strictly on marketing.
on marketing. Yeah.
But I would start slow, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
But
go up
I
your
again, when I started, I
See,
had nothing.
like,
You know what I mean? So I was
Yeah.
literally going to my office and printing black and white flyers on our copier for free and making them really irritated because we're going through reams of papers because I just didn't have the money to spend.
Yeah.
understand. No, I'm gonna
Is this gonna be recorded also,
Yeah,
you guys?
no, this is recorded and it's gonna be on I'm gonna upload it onto YouTube and everything. I'm gonna send this out and I'm gonna send the presentation out too via email.
Oh, you're awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Yes,
Anybody
thank you
else?
all. Appreciate you.
Oh yes, no, it's good seeing you, David. Semper Fidelis.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to reach out to me anytime. You can hit me up through my Instagram, like I said, at carniasade underscore carniasade81, or friend me on Facebook, call me, text me. I'm really transparent. I mean, there were people that were super transparent with me in day one. One of them was Bob Wolf. I mean, some of you may know who he is. He's kind of sort of retired now. He did a monster amount of business. His was all through Sphere of Influence, but it was kind of like he farmed his sphere of influence. It made it into a farm. And I remember my third day in the business, I jumped in a car with him, and because he worked at my office at the time in Monarch Beach, and we drove up to Laguna, and this is during the downturn, and I'd never seen someone's phone ring so much in my life. And he's driving up PCH with his elbow on the wheel, writing things down, talking on the phone. I mean, he's a savage. That guy killed it. But he took the time to tell me a lot of things, and I learned a lot. But the thing is, I listen and I actually implement it. So, but I'm happy to share anything as long as you guys don't live in my farm. If you live in my farm, you're going to get a zero response. If you live out of my farm, I'm happy to talk.
Is your farm right across from Marco Forster in that neighborhood
Yes,
area
sir.
on Descanso?
And I live on Olapaz.
Oh,
So,
nice. Nice.
but yeah, I farm everything basically from the Mission and the train tracks all the way to the border of Dana Point.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So you farm La Carolina too? Like
Yeah, I
those.
used to own some in
that's
there
right.
too. So yeah.
That's where I used to live.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a card that just went out. Let me see here if I go.
Did you buy that home from Chris? Did you buy that home from Mike?
No, no, there was
He's a
someone
jerk.
no, no.
Yeah.
Mike didn't convert that client or whoever that listing was, but he did sell it. He did sell it though.
I failed. But I sold the one above him. The one above him I sold 3 times actually.
That's
But
cool.
That
yeah, no,
yeah.
I used to own some of his investments in Paseo, Carolina, and that's actually how I got into investing. I bought those during the downturn, and then I rolled them into apartment buildings. But yeah, I've sold more than anyone in Paseo, Carolina. It's a really cool
It's a
little.
cool neighborhood. I
Yeah,
have some friends in there, you know?
yeah, yeah.
And, I actually went to San Juan Elementary.
Okay.
So
You do the dual immersion.
yeah, dual
Yeah,
immersion. So I've been around there for a little while.
cool. Yeah.
I had a question actually for you, man, about the leases. Kind of slipped my mind because I was like at the beginning of the class.
Uh-huh.
Um, you said, can you just go over that real quick? You said when you see a for lease sign, especially in your farm, you say, hey, like, have you considered selling? Um, what was it?
Well, what I like, for instance, I was in the Lantern District in Dana Point today, and there's a bunch of for lease signs out there, low hanging fruit, right? So
Yeah,
I call the owner and I go, "Hey, this is Mike Amata, 3Max Select One. Saw that you have your property on Malaga Street available for lease. Yeah, it's for lease." I go, first I say, "Well, what are your thoughts on selling it?" And then they'll usually say no. I go,
yeah,
"Okay, well, what are your thoughts on having some assistance in getting it leased out?" And they may say, "No, I want to do it on my own," or they may say, "Yeah, I might be interested in some help." And you can say, "Look,
yeah,
I'd be happy to help you lease it, or do you need any help with a real light management on it?" I just want to be a resource, and I'm happy to work hard for you. What can we do?
Yeah, you get the lease listing and then you get your
Yeah,
sign there and stuff
yeah.
like
You're
that.
signed. You develop a relationship with the client, work hard, and then who knows what'll happen in the future?
Yeah, I mean, you never know, right, when they're ready to sell or like,
Never
what
know.
people will come through. You can host one open house, right? And
Yep,
whatever. That's
yep,
cool.
yeah.
Do you like usually look at, and I guess this doesn't really matter. I'm now just asking like kind of out of curiosity. Do you look at comps for that neighborhood before you call them?
I know them.
You know them already. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your fault. It's because you
I
only calling in your farm.
No, I'll call out. I mean, I used to call throughout San Clemente and Dana Point,
Yeah,
like
I
when I
live in
was
San
in the
Clemente now.
yeah. So like you drive around the pier or whatever, and all the apartments there. And I would call there. I don't really do that anymore. Within my farm, I can tell you within San Juan, I know every price of every sale and everything. I don't need to look at the MLS. Like I know every data point for everything. I know every neighborhood. So you can just tell me what street, and I'll tell you what tract it is. And same with Dana Point. It's kind of the same deal. So I mean, for the most part, I don't really need to reference anything. I already know the going rate on everything.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
yeah,
Yeah. All right, that's cool. I
yeah.
live right by Las Palmas and
Okay, Capitol Beach.
yeah, no, no, not Avenida Las Palmas. I live by Las Palmas Elementary in San Clemente, so like
Oh,
the
okay.
little
Yeah,
park right there and
North Part or North Beach, right there.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
right above North Beach and
yep.
it's like in between North Beach and the pier right
I
there.
mean, I know who works that area, but I can tell you what, if there's signs for lease, they're not calling them. I'd be calling every for lease by owner sign. And even if you don't want to ask them to sell, just be like, hey, I'd love to help you get this thing for lease.
Yeah.
What can we do?
Well,
Let's
I really like your take on, like the concierge mentality. Like,
yeah,
have you thought about selling? No. Can I
yeah,
assist you with your lease? No.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. If you ever need anything, I'm
Yeah.
here.
And again, even if it's serving a 60-day notice to vacate, I, I there's someone I've never done business with. I was off of Lazanha the other night in the middle of the night posting a 60-day notice to vacate for someone.
Oh
It's fine.
shit.
I don't care. Like it's all good, dude. So because I know I'm gonna get ultimately, who else does that? No one.
No one's gonna go to La Zanca in the middle of the night and put
Yeah.
and try to
No
evict
comment.
people. No one's gonna try to evict people in there. No one's gonna do that. So you're the only one. I don't even think I would do that, man. That's funny. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
cool. Well,
Whatever it takes. I'm not above anything. I'll do whatever, man. Like I don't care. I don't care how small the
who's
deal is.
farming my neighborhood? I saw that Sandy and Rich had a listing. Is that who?
No, they farm Forester Ranch. They have for years. So
Yeah, I
your
saw they
neighborhood
randomly had a listing on my side of town. Because
yeah, your neighborhood's typically like Conrad and Conrad Christian Walk and some of those people are
yeah,
yeah,
that one guy Christian Walk, yeah.
yeah. They do a good job, all of them.
Yeah.
So
I live in a little Ole Hanson. It's actually really cool. And then
oh,
my
nice.
parents live in
Yeah.
Forster Ranch, so I know San Clemente really well. I just
Oh yeah,
my home office is up here in Huntington Beach. So
yeah.
I picked a neighborhood with my business partner, and he grew up in this neighborhood right here. So we farm
All
that
right,
together.
that's good. Yeah,
So it's like,
smart.
and I spent a lot of time there anyways, when he was like growing up. So just, I mean, I know the streets, but yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to start, I liked how you said you consider each little, tract like a different business that you're running. So I
100%.
really want to start farming my own street as well because it's a really busy street. There's a lot there's homes and then there's fourplexes and duplexes and it's like it's a mixed area. So, it's like there's a lot of people outside all the time and I know
Yeah.
like all my neighbors. The only thing I need to start doing is door knocking,
Yeah. Door knock's easy.
Yeah.
And and now with the Ring doorbells, it's kind of made it easier because before you'd be worried about getting attacked by a dog, but a lot of people just talk through to you through the Ring doorbell, and that's fine because I've had people open doors and pit bulls chase me and all kinds of stuff. I mean, you won't even believe the stories that I have.
I got one of my first times ever door knocking. I got rushed by two pit bulls, but I just
Yeah,
stood there. They ran at me, and I just stood
yeah,
there, and they just jumped on me, and I just was like petting them, like, "Oh, these are cool dogs," and like
yeah.
the owner was like, "A lot of people are scared of them."
Yeah. My rule
But
of thumb is I do not go behind gates though. So if there's a gate, I'm not going to go. But if the door can be accessed by walking up from the driveway or whatever, I'll do it. But I'll never go behind a gate.
yeah, I I used to go behind those gates if they just
Yeah,
to
you're
leave.
crazy.
But yeah. That's actually how the dogs came up and rushed me. I think it was one of those situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anybody else? And thank you for sharing, Charlie. Um, no, and I thank you so much, Mike, for this, brother. This was amazing, man. And
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of people from that joined that had to hop off.
Yeah, no worries.
That really had a great experience, awesome feedback. Let me just bring up here really quick. We do have an event tomorrow. What is here? 1 second, team, with Tony Strickland. It's a legislative update. So if you guys are in the Newport area, we'd love for you guys to join. It's at the American Legion, Post 291. It's it's sponsored by the Orange County Realtor Association. So feel free to screenshot if you guys are in the local area. It should be a good one for a local assembly state senator, I'm sorry, with Tony Strickland. He's gonna be just talking about on information on like the local area in general. So those are always usually pretty good network as well. Get to know the BA rep. And it's a nice little Friday out on the water too. So um and then I wanted to mention to you guys, please put down everyone who's joined here. So on February 5th is my birthday, turning the big 3-4. And I'm gonna be hosting it. And if you guys have talked with me often, you've probably already been there with me. I'm gonna host it at the Elwood Club at the Pendry. We're gonna have it's gonna be everyone's gotta be on their own tab. I'm gonna have some appetizers out. I will get some more information out, and the graphics should be done by tomorrow, but just as a preliminary, put it on the calendar. Should start around 6 o'clock, but as you guys know, I'm a big networker, so I'm kind of gonna do a pseudo birthday slash industry, or not just industry, real estate industry, but my own sphere mixer. So I don't know exactly how many people it'll be, but I'm gonna definitely be pushing it hard. Feel free to bring a plus one, whoever it may be, whether it's another partner or or a significant other. Just the more the merrier. It should be fun. We'll probably hang out there. There's a couple private rooms for us, so I'm working on possibly getting a DJ and stuff for us too. So that's that. And then also I'm gonna mention I'm gonna be bringing out a real estate mastermind. Aside from these classes, these are all gonna be in-person classes, real estate masterminds. I'm gonna give you guys like the a from a lender's perspective, every single biggest buyers seller and buyer problems that are currently happening within that quarter. So I'm currently getting coached on these subjects. So I'm in a mastermind with some top producing loan officers from around the nation right now, and we're all like learning this. So I'm going to give you guys the most up to date market analysis on a quarterly basis, but those are going to be in person, and we're going to most likely either do it here at the office in Corona Del Mar or at the Pendry. And it might go back and forth, but I'm looking to still continue doing these monthly Zooms, because obviously it's scalable and convenient for a lot of people too, especially like in the middle of the day, and you can just hop on Zoom. So, but anyways, guys, I really appreciate this. This was recorded, so I'm gonna send out all the marketing material. And yeah, thank you guys for coming on, and we will talk with you guys soon. And thank you, Mike, again.
No worries, man. Anytime.
Thanks, Mike.
Outstanding. I
Yeah,
appreciate
it's
it.
great.
Actually, Mike, I
Anybody
got
else?
one last question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you ever need any help? Do you mind if I meet up with you and I guess shadow you on either, walking the beat, or just picking your brain, showing me what you do.
Yeah, anytime. Honestly, I mean, just hit me up and we can find a day depending on what I got. I've got different flavors for different days. You know what I mean? So just
Yeah.
depends on what you want to observe. So yeah,
Outstanding.
happy
Definitely,
to
I'll
do it.
hit you up, sir.
Hey,
Yeah.
All right, I
Chris,
appreciate you.
I want to say
Same thing,
happy
Chris.
birthday, old man.
Oh
Happy
man, well,
birthday, old man. If you can't
I still
make
got
it,
2 weeks.
Happy
I still got two
birthday,
weeks.
if you
old.
can't make it to February 5th, join me taking out Chris for a Habibi style birthday.
Hookah,
When
no.
we doing
Bye,
that
Well,
hookah?
guys.
it's Mike's birthday next week, so happy birthday to him or
Thanks,
this
Oh,
year.
sir.
happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah,
We
look
should
forward
we
to it.
should get together, all of us, whoever wants to get together.
We'll be getting together soon, like whether it's through the birthday or the real estate mastermind. But I'm gonna start promoting. I'll have more information at my event in 2 weeks. So,
Hey,
um,
Chris, we get together on like a Thursday at the Ritz at
yeah,
the deck there.
that's
That's the
another little
spot.
nice
Yeah.
spot too. So I
When I
might.
get back from Dubai, you guys, we'll get together at the Park Club too. If anybody wants to
Okay,
meet at the Park Club in Costa Mesa, just
yeah,
became
that's
a
okay.
member.
I
But
think
I got to catch up to Mike, man. I thought I was doing good. He like tripled the deals.
yeah, no,
God bless you, Mike. I'm so proud of
Thanks.
you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right.
All right, see
Just
you
don't
guys.
come to my territory, dude.
Same to you. Stay out
I
of my
won't.
farm.
I won't. All right, brother. Take care, you
Adios.
guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye,
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 guys.
Bye.
bye, guys.